It might seem cap and trade is taking the back seat to health care reform.
Despite all of the hullabaloo on health care, there will be a major move on the part of the Obama administration to get this passed before the UN conference on climate change in Copenhagen, which is scheduled to begin on December 8th.
The goal of cap and trade is to reduce CO2 emissions in the U.S. by 70 to 80%. People on both sides of the global warming debate say that would not be easy.
Frankly, I don't see how that's going to happen. I mean, again, I haven't looked at the details, but more and more it just seems to me if we're talking about 80% reductions, especially considering that we're going in the wrong direction right now, we're increasing the emission rate, I don't see without a major technological breakthrough how that's going to happen.
We know that if we were to cut the use of CO2 emission by 70%, we're essentially asking us to use our electricity only 30% of the time. That 70% of it, you must not use it, essentially.
To get there, we would ban cars, trucks, recreational vehicles. We'd shut down 3 big emitting power plants. I mean, our society as we know it would just come to an end.
In order to cut emissions, cap and trade uses a system of carbon credits. Businesses that exceed their CO2 limits would have to buy these credits from other businesses that are below their limits. A state like Wisconsin, with heavy manufacturing and a reliance on coal-powered electricity, could have a hard time meeting the law's requirements.
Because coal emits more greenhouse gases than other types of generation, utilities are going to have to buy more of these credits from wherever it is on the market. And that means that We Energies in southeastern Wisconsin and other utilities in other parts of the state are going to have to pay whatever the market price is for the carbon offset credits and then simply pass on that cost to consumers.
Your electric rates will go up $522 a year by the time this is implemented. Your natural gas bill will go up $788 a year. Your personal income will diminish by about $6,900 annually. The price of a gallon of gasoline will go up 68 cents when this is implemented. When you look at terms like that, then everybody says, well, wait a minute, there is something in here that affects me.
The bill is halfway through Congress. The House passed it in June, but the Senate is taking its time.
I don't want to rip off Wisconsin. I want to make sure that our ratepayers in this state don't get a raw deal from the way we deal with this issue of the allowances and the auctions. And there's some reason to believe that the way the House bill was passed is not the best for our state. So I am looking for changes.
The U.S. is not the only major contributor to CO2 levels. However, emerging industrial countries are unwilling to take part in efforts to curb carbon emissions. That brings into question how much of an impact a United States cap and trade program will have.
Both China and India have been adamant, saying that they will never, ever agree to any type of internationally verifiable cap on the growth rate of their greenhouse gas emissions. And any treaty that does not have a worldwide application will not be ratified by the United States Senate. And even Senator John Kerry has said that.
That'll make it more difficult, and that's where we're going to have to come up with a solution that's a compromise for everybody. I don't think that especially in the next decades, it's projected that those economies will really be booming and will be emitting a lot of carbon themselves. But it's a cop-out for the U.S. to say, well, we can't do anything unless they're on board, because historically, by far, we've been the biggest emitter of carbon in the world.
Cap and trade is not the only way to address greenhouse gas emissions.
Jim Hansen, who's a famous scientist from Goddard in New York, has proposed that methane might be a better, more efficient gas to target, just because it's a little bit easier to handle. It's still a powerful greenhouse gas, but it's not as critical in the functioning of most countries' economies as CO2 is.
Even though not everyone is sold on global warming doomsday scenarios, many believe we can and should do things to be more energy efficient.
Can we do something? Sure. We should revisit nuclear. We should work on clean technologies. We should promote conservation and efficiency in all of our energy use. But to do the draconian stuff, you got to make sure there's a bang for the buck, and we don't see it yet.
There are lots of low-hanging fruits that we can go after right away. Increased energy efficiency being one of them. There's certainly better, more fuel-efficient cars out there. So there's lots of things we can do to increase efficiency that would be fairly painless right now and probably would even save us money. But once you get past those low-hanging fruits, then you're getting into the real deep cuts, and that's when you're talking about what we'd need to do to get to 70-80% reductions in the next 40 years or so.
But I think we need to do something legislatively about climate change. We just have to get it right.
However, for right now, cap and trade is the only option Congress is considering. For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmolsky.